We are going to call the Toledo Budget Committee regular meeting to order for May 5th, 2026 at 6:39 p.m. Mr. Johnson, can we have a roll call, please?
President Nix
Here.
No, Mayor.
for the Budget Committee.
Take
Oh,
my
sorry.
hat
Yeah.
off, put it back on.
Pardon me, Mayor Mix,
Here.
Director Riley.
Nope. Counselor.
Counselor, gosh darn it.
This is your first one of these. It's okay.
Already? No. Okay. Counselor Riley.
Yes.
Counselor Kaufman.
Yes.
Council President Sylvia.
Yes, sir.
Counselor Burns is excused. Counselor Keating.
Here.
Counselor Chambers.
Here.
Barry.
Here.
Ricky.
Yeah.
Dakota.
Yeah.
Ann.
Yes.
Jonathan.
Yeah.
Kim.
Yes.
Stephanie.
Excellent. You want to tell me we have a quorum?
We have more than a quorum.
Thanks very much, Paul. All right, as we did at the, for the URA budget, next item is election of chair and vice chair. As I shared in the previous meeting, there are no eligibility requirements for either position, so it's open to anybody sitting around the table.
I nominate Frank for chair.
No.
Okay.
Nope. I've never been to this budget meeting process, so I gotta learn from this, so I have to decline that one. Sorry.
Are there any other nominations for chair?
I nominate Barry.
Me?
You're the only Barry in the room.
I'm only Barry in the room. All
Second
right.
it.
Shoot. I was gonna nominate Tracy because she's not with me, but
Too late.
thank you, sir. He can still decline it.
That's
Mr.
fine.
Brewster, do you accept the nomination?
Accept.
All right, we have a,
Rock and roll.
we have a motion and a second for Barry Brewster as chair. Are there any other nominations?
Who's for second?
Tracy.
Yeah.
Thank you.
What?
You
You were the
second.
second.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I did.
Hearing no other nominations, Mr. Johnson.
Mayor Mix.
Yes.
Counselor Chambers.
Yes.
Counselor Kaufman.
Yeah.
Council President Sylvia.
Yes, sir.
Counselor Keating.
Yep.
Counselor Riley.
Yes.
Ricky.
Yep.
Dakota.
Yep.
Ann.
Yes.
Jonathan. Stephanie.
Yes.
Kim.
Yes.
Lastly, Barry.
Well, with reservations, yes. Mr. Brewster, do you want to take over or do you want me to continue as I did?
Continue.
My pleasure, sir. Vice chair election of is the next item, or is there any nominations for vice chair?
Kim.
Second.
Sure.
I have a motion and a second and an acceptance of the nomination.
Now I can nap the whole time.
Not approved. Where's my button?
Not approved.
Are there any other nominations for vice chair?
I second Tracy napping.
No, we already got approved it.
What?
You're napping.
Hearing no other nominations for vice chair, Mr. Johnson.
You have a motion on the table?
Yeah, that's why I said Mr. Johnson. He's going to take the vote now.
Let's talk about napping.
Oh. Actually, we have a second.
It's already-
Yeah. It can be voted on. Mr. Johnson, roll call.
Give
please.
me just a moment.
Of course.
Fixing my error.
Oh. He fixed plenty of mine today, so we'll give him time to fix his.
It's called a gout.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, who was the motion first?
Frank made the motion.
No.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Tracy made the motion, I second.
Tracy made the motion, Frank second. Got that backwards. Thank you.
And who was Stephanie?
No.
Kim.
Kim Ballman.
Give Kim some experience.
That one took while Paul's updating. That one took me a second because if you got one of the earlier versions of the book, we accidentally listed Councilmember Burns as Jackie Bush on the list, which has had Kim Bush in my head. And so when the nomination was for Kim, for just a second, I was like, who?
Oh, yeah. Right here.
Who was the second?
Frank. I didn't either.
Okay.
Tracy
It was on both of them.
Frank actually did.
Oh, okay.
Mayor Mix.
What? Yes. What am I
Councilor
saying? Yes.
Chambers. Counselor Chambers,
Yes, sorry.
Counselor Kaufman,
Yes.
Council President Sylvia,
Yes, sir.
Counselor Keating,
Yep.
Counselor Riley,
Yes.
Barry,
Yes.
Ricky,
Yep.
Dakota,
Yes.
Stan,
Yes.
Jonathan,
That was a yes.
Yes.
Stephanie,
Yes.
and Kim.
All right, thank you all.
Yes.
So as we made this agenda, we utilized last year's as a framework. And I give that lead in to say this is the first budget committee meeting for several of your staff members, including myself. So I'm really going to be relying on our committee members who've been on this committee for a while to help guide this discussion, since this is my first one of these. The next agenda item is consider committee procedures and processes. And since I'm new to the procedures and processes of the budget committee, I'm open to an open discussion if anyone has any thoughts or feedback on this topic that they'd like to bring forward this evening.
Just the same point that we brought up about the urban renewal, that, this be kind of the overview, the chance to ask preliminary questions, and we get to stew on the budget and kind of make our line notes over the next week before we come back together for kind of a more comprehensive discussion. And then just the question, I suppose, that if that's the plan, are we expecting that department heads would also be present for next week's meeting, so that if there are department-specific questions that they are here to answer?
What I would ask the committee members as you're going over your questions in the next week is, let me know ahead of time. I don't necessarily want to have a staff member come and sit through a meeting if there's no questions. So if you would let me know ahead of time, hey, I have questions about the police budget or the public works, that you don't have to tell me the specific questions, just let me know, hey, I'd like to have this department head there. With that said, I can absolutely arrange to have department heads available for questions that have, been let me know ahead of time that you have them. Does that work for everybody? That would be my first thought.
My only hesitation there is not knowing what questions might come up on the night of, right? Because as much as I absolutely love and respect the time of everything, I don't want to take up anyone's time, I also don't want to presume that we might not have questions that we didn't come up with in the week in between.
Fair enough. Guess you all got voluntold for another week.
No, I didn't.
I didn't take that badly. That was very much tongue in cheek. I see Judy has a hand up. Judy.
I just would like to request from the committee that if they want to make any changes, that they're made in the form of a motion, and that there's a second and a vote taken. That helps us with our record keeping purposes.
I would like to add to that. There is actually a proper way to make a motion, and it involves changing line items. And so you would start with, say if we decided we're looking at this budget and we decided, oh gosh, we're looking at street expenditures. And we as a committee decide that we wanted to turn around and take, $1,500 out of our budget for special purchases and move it to capital outlay systems for some reason. The motion would be the account number. So it would be we would make the motion to move $1,500 from 011-110- what number was it again? I just messed up.
Who cares what
Mixed
we're
it. Either way.
It's easy.
And so and then the second part of that motion would be and move it to X category, and it would be the category it's in. So if we numerically number it, and we can actually make up a quick little worksheet for each person, so that helps you to word motions. And it also makes our finance department's job so much easier. Right, Judy?
Yes.
Sorry.
I heard it behind me, Cindy.
Back there.
No, she knows better. She is the goddess of all that is great and wonderful. And
Goddess might be a bit much, but
So Rich,
yes, sir.
before you go ahead and read this, can we do some introductions real quick? I'd like everybody just to say who they are, how long they've lived in Toledo, Lincoln County, and your claim to fame. We'll start with John down there.
Apparently.
Okay. I'm Jonathan Nix. I am a planning commissioner as well. Let's see, I've been here 17 years, 18 years, something like that. And what else?
What's your
What
claim
do
to
you
fame?
do
for a living, or who are you married
I'm a general contractor and I'm married to the mayor.
There you go. That's a claim to fame.
Mr. Chair, which direction do you want to go?
For Tracy be next, yeah.
Madam
Just
Mayor.
keep coming down.
I am Tracy Mix. I have, oh God, how long have I lived here? I don't know, a long
44
time.
years.
You're right. No, it's not that long. I've been here for 43 years or something. Anyway.
No, that wouldn't.
I was a kid when I
She
moved.
doesn't do numbers for a living.
You're right.
And I'm a tax accountant. I've been a tax accountant for 30 years. I joined, I got involved in the city budget process. And I say that loosely.
She was the heckler in the audience.
I was the heckler in the audience. And then they finally got tired of that and appointed a committee, and then made the mistake of moving me to city council after that because they were like, we're not gonna shut her up. And then Rod resigned and then I became mayor. So I'm proudly serving our city and love the support that I have, and that's my claim to fame is being able to work with a lot of really amazing, wonderful people.
And me.
And you.
Frank, so yeah, I've been here 14 years with a break in between, and I have zero claim to fame.
I think you should tell them how you got where you are.
Oh, because she pissed me off and we got in a fight on Facebook. She did. We cleared things up. Basically, it was about some dude that I had no idea walking up to my kid and opening the Bible and starting to preach to him
I was wrong.
down at the park. And she thought I was just sending him down to be babysat, which my 16 and 17-year-old were there. And this dude is really psycho. And so we got in a fight. She said, "We're signing up for council." I said they wouldn't accept me because I got zero filter from brain to mouth, which is evident. And she said they accepted me, so come on down. I think that was after a minute complaining about a firefighter we had too.
We're gonna bounce back to Paul.
Paul Johnson, city recorder. I moved here in 2019 to Toledo. I left in 21, moved to Newport. I may know some of your kids because I've driven bus out here before I started this job. I still do. I do sports trips on the weekend for fun because I really enjoy driving school bus. Never been a city, so my claim to fame is I've never been a city recorder before. But I love the job and the people.
It's crushing it.
He is crushing it.
Justin Brown, IT director, been on the coast for 10 years.
I'm Kim Bowman. I've lived here for 35 years. And I work at the high school.
Dakota McKnight Todd. I have I've lived in Toledo and Newport back and forth my entire life, so 30 some odd years. And I have McKnight Todd bookkeeping, and then I'm the executive director for Brighter Horizons Equine.
Andrew Keating, I'm city council. I've lived in Toledo for 2.5 years, Lincoln County for 3. And claim to fame, when I was a teenager, I was a mascot in the Red Sox organization.
Well, my name's Barry Brewster, and I've lived in Lincoln County for 30 years, and half of that in Toledo. I've got Brewster's Whimsy. I have Posh and Polish, Brewster's Posh and Polish. I've got, I provide homes for 11 people in Toledo. And I got the Toledo Tribune as an online newspaper. And yeah, I do stuff. I'm the president of the Main Street Association. I've been a member of the Toledo Activities Group. I'm currently on one of the chairs at the ELT. I was part of Rotary. Yeah, I'm trying to cut back.
I'm Ricky Dyson, been in Toledo for 6 years. Claim to fame, I'm a textile chemist and worked in research and development for 20 years. and very keen on getting something going in Toledo that'll improve the environment.
Bill Riley, new city council member. My claim to fame is medicine for 43 years. Best skill is starting IVs at Central Line.
Absolutely. This guy could stick me with an IV when nobody can.
I'm learning.
My veins will stand up and say hi to you, so.
Same with mine. My mom said I had a junkie green vein.
If you do it my way, you can't.
Stephanie Smith, I've lived in Toledo for 27 years, Lincoln County for 33 years. My claim to fame, I'm a mortgage loan officer in Newport. But I'm about to graduate from CRIB school, which is certified nursing anesthetist.
Oh, nice.
I'm Ann Ellis. I moved in 73. I also am in planning commission, and I am retired. I worked for 31 years for a really nice company, and I was blessed to like my work.
I'm Jackie Godwin, City Council. I've lived here for 23 years and been on council for
14.
14 years. That's my claim to fame.
Not that anyone's counting.
Not counting the bear that you're smacked on the head.
He's counting.
I had a bear in the answer to the bowl.
BOWL, everybody. I'm gonna start with the folks that make me look good first. Chief?
Well, I'd start with the online pieces first.
Oh, no, we'll start over here. Go ahead.
I'm Dave Whitlock. I live in Siletz for the last 5 years, and then all over the before that. I'm fire chief at Siletz and the contracted fire chief for the city of Toledo.
Neat point. Dave, don't you and Don have some history before you came to Siletz in Toledo?
Well, just before I came to Siletz and Toledo, I was back on an island outside of Bellingham, and before that I was in the Dalles for 7 years, and then before that I was in Siletz, and then before that I was in Kaiser, and then before that I was back on this island outside of Bellingham for 20 years, and before that San Francisco, and before that Illinois, before that Wisconsin, and then New York, and then New Jersey, and then I didn't exist.
All right. So back when Dave was with the Dalles, John was a volunteer firefighter in Hood River, and they had worked together in fires.
Also, Lake and the Dalles are not close to each other. I've been to both, and they're very far apart, but they're very similar. They're in waste. Anyway, move on.
That sounded like a game show host.
Brenda Suter, I'm the finance director. I live in Siletz. I've lived there since 2018.
Harrison Baker, library director. I've been with the city for 10 years in November, I believe, and lived in Toledo since 2015, in Lincoln County since 2009. I was a museum guy and a fish and invert keeper before I moved over to libraries. So the only library I've worked in is the Toledo Public Library. I was a science museum guy before. I don't know what my claim to fame is. I'm part of it. I have one.
Radio.
I've been here only 10 years, so that's
podcast.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
You should hear Harrison on. He's got amazing radio.
He writes real well
I've got a
too.
radio face.
You can be both, brother. Madam Mayor, Shauna?
Hello, I'm Shauna Gritzko, the HR director for the city of Toledo. I have been doing that for not quite a year. And before that, I've had 15 years of various HR experience in different organizations. And I actually commute from Eugene. So I do have an apartment in Newport.
I was gonna say, not every
that
day.
I stay in, but But my husband and my poodle are in Eugene.
I should know this, but toy poodle, standard poodle,
Miniature.
miniature, okay.
He's about 17 pounds.
This is.
Has hair this color.
A toy is the,
Toy is
the real tiny.
Teacup.
There are only 3 official sizes. Toy, miniature, standard. They're breeding other sizes, but they're not recognized.
But they exist.
All right, enough of the pool talk.
Okay, Cindy.
Hi, Cindy Ullman, Accounting Supervisor. I've been with the city for 9 years, in multiple positions. I lived in Toledo 23 years until last October when we moved to Siletz on the river. And my claim to fame apparently is that I've got the city manager convinced that I have all the historical knowledge of Toledo.
Every time I have a question.
Now I'm convinced.
Extension 2040.
I'm Brian Lormore. I'm the Public Works Director. Born in Toledo, raised in Newport. I lived in Toledo for 17 years. Last June, moved out to Logston on the river, just upriver from Cindy. No claim to fame, other than I'm from here and I'm still here.
You taught me how to bartend.
What?
I should say beer tent.
I don't want to tell you my
And apparently taught Counselor Chambers how to, or excuse me, Counselor Kaufman how to bartend.
Go Cubs.
It should be.
I'm sorry, I worked for the city for 6 years, my third year as Public Works Director.
It should be
Killing
noted
it.
more of the people on this diocese come from the Siletz area.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
The Freudian slip a second ago was because he was next in line up for this. Counselor Chambers.
Are you sure that's what the Freudian slip was, Rich? So I was trying to decide how many years I've lived in Toledo. If you count college, which I was still a resident, I guess that would be 24 years plus the 2 since I moved home. So 26 combined years, but my most recent stint's just the last 2. Was able to move the family back home, and this is my hometown, and I love it. And I hope that I add many more decades to this 2.5.
And Judy.
Judy Richter, Interim Finance Director for the last year plus. I was formerly the city manager and the finance director for the city of Toledo. I've never actually lived in Toledo, but I'm pretty committed to the city of Toledo.
Yes, she is. Chief Pace.
My name is Mike Pace. I'm the chief police for here in Toledo. Next year will be 20 years with this city. Before that, I worked for Hillsborough Police Department since 1997. So I've got about 30 years of law enforcement experience.
Very good. Thank you all. Rich Ebner, city manager, started on September. I was on the payroll on September 1st, first day in the office, September 2nd last year, Labor Day weekend. So I've been a resident of Lincoln County for just over 8 months. My big draw to the position, you all have probably heard this at some point or another, but my family vacationed on the Oregon coast since I was a kid. And so when I saw the position open, oh man, live at the Oregon coast? That won't suck. And
Take it.
yeah, hey, I lived in Western Washington for 12 years. But I really been welcomed by the community and have really loved it. So I guess my claim to fame is I'm not from here, but I chose here.
Ricky, did you want to say something else?
I just wanted to add, I'm from New Zealand, as you may have heard. And I came here to the States in 1982. So I've been here quite a while.
Very nice.
My wife and I have both been on a mission in Africa, a church mission for 2 years. That's the claim to fame.
Thank you.
Very good.
All right, continue reading, sir. Please.
Was there any other comments on the procedures and processes this evening? Okay, thank you. Yeah, oh, Cindy.
Somebody,
Can I suggest
Just what?
maybe a time limit? It's been discussed in previous years, like a certain time, go till 9. You want to get it all done, something to that.
yeah, we do need to come to a consensus.
Yes, I think that's a good idea.
Some people would rather stay till midnight or 1 o'clock in one meeting and get it done, and other people are like, oh.
I'll be sleeping if you do that.
Right? I don't think any of us are up to that anymore.
So how late is too late for people here?
10 years ago, they were
5.
Yeah.
So as Councilor Keating mentioned at our training meeting, our budget calendar has 2 more meetings after this meeting. The second meeting, depending on your level of consensus, can be you vote to make your recommendation to the council of the budget in that meeting. And then the third meeting would be just kind of the recap. If you were to adopt a time limit for your next meeting and you haven't come to consensus by that point, then the third meeting would begin with, let's finalize the budget. And then we would have a discussion at the end of that of, do we want to do the recap or schedule an additional meeting after that? So any thoughts from the committee on having a prescribed end date for your next meeting?
Well, I would say that we should do everything that's required for this current meeting, to get all the requirements out of the way as far as the readings and things like that. And then we could adjourn so that everybody can take their books back, go through their books and things like that. And then in the next meeting, we can pretty much knock it out.
Okay, you misunderstood the question. We need to put an end time for the evenings when we are working here. So do we want to end it at 8? Do we want to end it at 9?
Do you think it's gonna take 30 minutes, an hour? How long do you think it's gonna take to go through the requirements?
No, we're talking like next meeting.
Yeah, so tonight, all we're gonna do is review.
We're just gonna do the basics.
I'm gonna do the budget message. I'll answer any preliminary questions, kind of like we did QRA, and then we'll adjourn. So the question is the next meeting.
I move that budget committee meetings have a time limit of 9 p.m. for this budget cycle.
I will second that.
There's a motion and a second. Any discussion?
Does anybody want to be set earlier? Is 9 o'clock okay with everybody here? If anybody has.
The one year, it was either that we went and then it was like 9 o'clock and then pushed, and it was, I think, 9:20 or 9:30 when we actually finished.
But everybody agreed to.
We can amend it, but our goal will be to be done at 9 o'clock.
Yeah, so if it's 9 o'clock, then it technically shouldn't go much later.
No.
If the motion that's on the table is adopted, then at your next meeting, as we approach 9 p.m., the discussion will be, do you want to continue? If you do, then you'll need to take a vote to extend past.
Right.
So, any other questions or discussion on the motion to set a 9 p.m. end time for committee meetings?
Seconded.
We've got a second, Ann, but thank you. Hearing no discussion.
Tracy second.
Hearing no further discussion, Mr. Johnson.
Mayor Mix,
Yes.
Councilor Chambers,
Yes.
Councilor Kaufman,
Yes.
Council President Sylvia,
Yes, sir.
Councilor Keating,
Yes.
Councilor Riley.
Yes.
Barry,
Yes.
Ricky,
Yeah.
Dakota,
Yeah.
Ann,
Yes.
Jonathan.
10-4. Yes.
How's that translate?
That means he's confirmed hearing it. He copies it, but once the outs, yes, thank you very much.
Thank you for knowing
Yes.
that.
Kim.
Yes.
I thought 10-4 was confirmed, so thank you. I appreciate that. All right. Thank you all for that discussion. Is there anything else on process and procedure? All right.
I think I would like to mention, and I'll mention it very quickly so we can get on with this and I know people want to go home. Don't be upset if you forget the process or if you get a little confused along the way. For a lot of us, it takes a learning process. Some of us are going to be more comfortable with this than other people. So if you fumble or whatever, it's not the end of the world.
Absolutely.
Okay, so don't anybody beat yourselves up.
And I'll probably be right there with you because, as I said in the preamble of the first meeting, this is my first one of these too. So I fully support and echo that. All right, folks, I'm going to read this as quick as I can because I forgot when I wrote it that I had to read it.
6 pages?
Oh, get off of it.
9 pages?
Yeah.
I think there's 22.
There's only 9.
Barely over 3. Give me a break.
Oh. What's the second part? God has to read
The
the second one.
guidelines,
I'm
that's
just-
what we should have read.
I'm just getting harassed, that's all. All right. Date is May 5th, 2026. The Toledo operating budget message for fiscal year 2026-2027. Members of the Budget Committee, in accordance with local budget law and governmental accounting standards, I am pleased to submit the proposed annual operating budget for the City of Toledo for the 2026-2027 fiscal year. While the signature line at the conclusion of this message bears my name, I would be remiss to not immediately recognize the contributions made by the entirety of the City of Toledo staff to the pages that follow. This budget is truly a team effort which would not and could not be assembled without the participation and the support of all departments. The process that resulted in the proposed budget began in February, with each department director asked to submit their requests for operating and capital expenditures for the coming fiscal year. I then met with each department director to discuss and fully understand the requests and how they align with the city's goals and best serve our residents and businesses. Budgeting is an annual challenge with circumstances changing daily. Following those initial department meetings, ongoing discussion has occurred to ensure requests align with projected revenues. This budget continues the Toledo tradition to conservatively estimate revenues and take a worst-case scenario on expenditures. Annually, we deal with rising costs in goods, labor, and services. These factors challenge staff to estimate our true needs for the coming year, which especially rings true in today's economy, with inflation taking center stage over the past couple of years. I am particularly grateful for the assistance and leadership provided by our finance department. The City of Toledo has been through significant turmoil and upheaval in the past 18 months. Former city manager and finance director Judy Richter stepped into that void, and as interim finance director, she guided the city's finances with a deft and professional hand while serving as an invaluable advisor as I learned the process and laws of Oregon municipal budgeting. Judy's dedication to Toledo cannot be underestimated. During my onboarding process, I heard from my predecessor the value of accounting supervisor Cindy Ullman. And while the truth of that statement has been reinforced every day since, her knowledge of the city's historic accounting practices and suggestions for refinement is reflected throughout the subsequent pages. Finance Director Mindy Suter joined the city as the budget development was underway, and her contributions and insightful questions contributed greatly to the final product. Our finance team is a group of dedicated, experienced professionals, and as proud of this budget as I am, I cannot wait to see the continued refinement to our budgeting process that they will bring in future years. As the process of building this proposed budget unfolded, I heard a common theme from amongst the city's staff, a desire for a year of stability with a focus on core services. While the final budget does include some projects of great import, which will be discussed in the next sections of this message, the goal of this budget was a focus on the city's core competencies and service delivery. Following is a brief review of the document and highlights of the projected revenues and expenditures. Budget summary. The total budget for this fiscal year is $26,762,712. This is a 3% decrease from last year. Specifically, the general fund is budgeted at a decrease of $184,306, or -3%. The Public Works funds will see an increase of $267,192, or 4%. Oops, there's a Scrivener's error in the next sentence, so ignore the first is. This increase is realized primarily in personnel, expenses, and contingencies. If approved as proposed, revenues will decrease by $987,902, or -7%. An important note is that capital improvement projects are funded by reserves. The proposed budget includes all CIP requests submitted by city departments, totaling slightly more than $500,000, or just more than half of the overall reduction. Staff will be diligent to monitor revenues throughout the budget year and pause or delay CIPs to ensure fiscal diligence. As required, the proposed budget as presented in this document is balanced in that expected revenues and anticipated expenditures offset each other. All funds will require monitoring should projected revenues decline or anticipated expenditures increase. Ongoing city operations in all departments are fully funded with anticipated revenues and reserves. Some highlights of the 2026-2027 budget are as follows. Revenues. The city's property tax revenues have shown slight increases in the last few years and are estimated to produce a majority of the revenue for general fund resources and programs. The city's permanent tax rate of $5.18 per thousand of assessed value is used to determine this revenue stream. Recognizing the current economic state in which this budget was assembled, the city is projecting a decrease of $45,000 or negative 2% in tax collection in the upcoming budget year. Second to property tax revenue, franchise fees continue to provide a majority of revenue for general fund programs and services. Following an estimated significant reduction in franchise fees in the previous budget due to the changes of the Juno project, for the 2026 through 2027 budget year, fees are projected to increase by $5,500 or 1%. Franchise fees are split 60 to 40% between the general fund and street fund, respectively. East Lincoln County Fire and Rescue elected in October, and there's a Scrivener's error there, it should reflect 2025, to terminate the intergovernmental agreement between itself and the city. Accordingly, intergovernmental revenues are projected to decrease by $65,400 or negative 31%. While we are still reliant on transfers from the City Council Strategic Reserve and Stabilization Fund to achieve balance, we have been able to reduce those transfers by nearly $200,000 and $100,000 respectively. Though we are proud of these reductions, we recognize that ongoing reliance on these funds is not sustainable, and a long-term plan for budget stabilization must be identified. A continuing challenge is to meet the structural deficit that continues to occur with restricted revenues, measures 5 and 50, versus the much faster growing cost of services. This deficit is exacerbated by the limited growth potential within the existing urban growth boundary. We are also projecting reduced state shared revenues as well as fewer grant revenues as the situation remains in flux nationally. While the cause of the reduction of state shared revenues is difficult to identify, reduced tobacco usage may be one factor. Water and wastewater revenues are each proposed to rise by 4%. This proposed increase is conservative while maintaining pacing with the Consumer Price Index year-over-year inflationary figure. Maintaining this pacing is vital to ensure our utility enterprise funds maintain adequate revenues and reserves to ensure necessary maintenance and continued service delivery. This year will also see the continued assessment of the voter-approved general obligation bond property taxes to support the $2.65 million Ammon water tank measure. Expenditures. Overall personnel expenditures are estimated to increase by approximately $218,183 or 7%. This increase is reflective of the addition of the human resources position approved by the City Council in 2025 and the addition of a second full-time firefighter who joined the city staff in January 2026. Each of these positions were pre-approved and that should be vacant at the time of hire. They are vital to ensuring a positive and productive workplace and a safe and prosperous community. While cost of living adjustments for staff are budgeted across the board, the primary cause of the increase in personnel expenditures can be attributed to significant increases in workers' compensation and employee health insurances. Sizable year-over-year increases is a common thread in the insurance industry nationally at this time. Overall, materials and services expenditures are estimated to increase by $203,170 or 11%. This increase is reflective of a full year of contracted services for legal counsel and executive and training services in the fire department, from the Siletz Valley Fire District. Both of these services were contracted for in the previous budget year and have been great resources to the city of Toledo. Major planned capital expenditure projects for the coming year are the Ammons Water Tank, Phase 1 roof replacement on the Toledo Fire Station, new furniture and signage for the Toledo Public Library, and new rifles for the Toledo Police Department. The abatement expense line item is budgeted at $25,000. The Public Safety Remodel Fund was established in the 2025-2026 budget to track the expenditures for the beginning of the renovation of the new public safety building. The focus of the 2026 through 2027 budget year is anticipated to be securing state funding to complete the planned renovation. City Council goals and guiding financial policy. The proposed budget reflects the anticipated regular work plan for the next year, and as such is aligned with the City Council's 2026 to 2027 goals as refined during the Council's 2026 workshop meeting. The City Council goals help determine how the city spends its available additional resources beyond the funds necessary for the provision of continued primary and routine city services. This proposed 2026 through 2027 operating budget is intended to be responsive to the ongoing needs and desires of the community, as well as reflecting the priority issues of the city as it moves forward with improved services and projects. As described above, the coming budget year is envisioned as a year of stability for city staff and operations, as the proposed budget so reflects. Many organizational and personnel changes have occurred this year. We are hopeful that the coming year will benefit from their passage and lay the groundwork for continuous improvement and exceptional service to our public, the residents of the city of Toledo. I know I speak for the entire city of Toledo staff and elected officials when I say it is a pleasure to serve the residents of this community. The staff I've been entrusted to lead come to work every day with the goal of ensuring Toledo remains a great place to live, work, and recreate. I'm grateful for their dedication, as well as that of our City Council, Planning Commission, and Budget Committee, and for the contributions by all of time, talent, and insight to bring to life this budget, which serves as the guiding framework for our work. Sincerely, Rich Ebner, City Manager.
I guess next year you're right, that you're not gonna write, so.
Yeah, that's a lesson learned for me. You're absolutely right.
In the past, we have read the guidelines too, as a group. I don't know. Barry, is that something you would be open to doing, is reading, we could take turns even, the financial and budgetary guidelines papers?
I can read it real quick.
Go for it.
Fast.
Great.
Financial and budgetary guidelines. The budget document is an important accounting document for the city of Toledo. It establishes guidelines the city uses to monitor expenditures and track its revenues. It identifies work programs and goals to be achieved by each city department or division in the upcoming fiscal year. General policies. Financial statements of the city are to be prepared in accordance with the General Accepted Accounting Principles, GAAP. The budget is prepared in accordance with Oregon for local budget law. The budget must be adopted by resolution annually no later than June 30th. In accordance with state law, the budget shall be balanced, and in that expected revenues and anticipated expenditures align with each other. An external audit shall be completed annually and submitted to the state no later than December 31st of the following fiscal year. The city's basis of accounting is modified accrual. The budget and audited financial statements shall be prepared in the modified accrual basis for all funds. This means that revenues are recorded when earned and expenses are recorded when incurred, regardless of the timing of related cash flows. Revenues. 30% of the state shared liquor, cigarette, and marijuana tax receipts will be made available to social services and the civic organizations that provide direct services to Toledo citizens. All franchise fees received will be divided with the 60% designated towards general fund purpose and 40% allocated for street purposes. One-time revenues will be used for one-time expenditures. Budget control is maintained at the department level. The city manager has the authority to approve expenditures up to $25,000. Expenditures exceeding $25,000 must be approved by City Council. All fixed assessments purchased and capital projects completed for and by the City of Toledo with the cost of $10,000 or more and with the useful life of more than 2 years will be capitalized. Oregon local budget law establishes procedures to revise the budget as events occur after the budget is adopted. Debt. Long-term debt shall not be issued to finance ongoing operations. Short-term borrowing or lease purchase contracts shall only be considered to finance major operating equipment when it is determined to be in the city's best financial interest. Any project funded through the issuance of debt must have a useful life equal or greater than the term of financing. Capital planning. A capital improvement plan, or a CIP, shall be developed to allow for appropriate planning. The CIP shall be reviewed each year by city management staff and by the city council as a part of the goal setting and work plan process. Capital improvement projects should support city council goals and objectives, prevent the deterioration of the city's existing infrastructure, and protect its investments in parks, streets, buildings, and utilities. Encourage and sustain economic development in Toledo. Respond to and anticipate future growth in the city. Increase the efficiency and productivity of city operations. The impact of capital projects on the operating budget should always be an important consideration when evaluating projects to include in the CIP. Ongoing operating and maintenance costs will be consideration when making a capital purchase. The budget process. The budget process is governed by the city charter, city ordinance, and the state of Oregon budget laws. The annual budget is prepared as a budget preparation process begins several months prior to adoption. In January, the department directors prepared budget information regarding personal changes, proposed capital improvement projects, and purchases for the upcoming fiscal year. This information is reviewed and discussed with the city manager and city finance director. Following initial reviews, the information is used to create a requested budget. After departments submit their requested budgets, the city manager and the finance director review the requested budgets with the department directors to discuss the request and determine whether any additional information is needed. In April and into May, the city manager makes decisions on the submitted budgets, which are then incorporated into the proposed budget. The city manager presents the proposed budget and the budget message to the budget committee. The budget committee, in accordance with Oregon budget law, is comprised of the city council and an equal number of citizen members. All budget committees meetings are open to the public, required to be advertised. Time is allowed at each meeting for public comment and input. After all input has been received, the budget committee approves the budget with any changes and forwards it to the city council for adoption. In June, the city council holds another public hearing to allow for public comment. Following the public hearing, the city council adopts the budget as by resolution. The adopted budget takes effect on July 1st. In accordance with the Oregon budget law, a budget must be adopted prior to July 1st. Budget revised procedures. Budget amendment. As allowed by Oregon budget law, contingencies cannot be used unless transferred to a specific appropriation by council resolution. Budget amendments within a fiscal year cannot exceed 15% of fund operations without approval of supplemental budget. Supplemental budget. In accordance with the Oregon budget law, a supplemental budget is required to appropriate increased resources within a fund, except for gifts, grants, and donations, or if total amendments as a fund exceeds 15% of the original adopted appropriations.
Doctor before reading.
Yes. Thanks.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Saying you were going to read it now.
Are there any preliminary questions that any committee members have identified in the budget that they'd like to ask this evening? Okay. Well, seeing none, as described earlier, take the budget with you over the next week. Make any questions that you have in advance that you want to discuss next week, and as Councilor Keating mentioned as well, questions that may come up during the meeting are certainly allowed as well.
Mr. Chair, Paul, do we have anybody log in for the public online? Is there any public comment?
That was next on the agenda. Yep. Paul. Seeing no members of the public in the meeting room, we are ready to adjourn the meeting. May I do so with your permission, Mr. Chair?
Please adjourn.
Thank you, sir. The meeting is adjourned at 7:28 p.m.